Good morning, my name is Milo. Welcome to my rural DoorDash ride-along. It is full-time February. I like the alliteration, but I don't know if it's literally true. I'm not going for 40 hours a week necessarily. I'm just going for $2,500 this month. And I'm starting Sunday, February 1st, and we have peak pay. Okay. And almost right away, I get a McDonald's offer. All right, now I accepted a stacked offer that is a Fred Meyer shop for 4 items and a Starbucks pickup. I think this is a weird kind of stacked order, doing a shopping and a food pickup at the same time for 2 different customers, because if there's any delay with the shopping, it screws over the other customer. So something that Fred Meyer does right that I wish other stores would do too on DoorDash. They are so thorough with item locations that they don't just tell you what aisle it's on, they tell you what side of the aisle, what bay, what shelf, and it's almost always correct. I have the Fred Meyer order, I'm on my way to Starbucks, and I get an add-on for a second Starbucks pickup. Well, one of the Starbucks orders was already picked up. I'm not sure if it was actually stolen. It sounded like maybe the customer came to get it herself and then didn't cancel it. I'm not entirely sure. But I only have one of them, and I'm on my way to drop off the one Starbucks I do have, and then I will drop off the Fred Meyer order. I had to wait for a bit, and then the app started saying 21 to 31 minute wait, and I gotta get to church too. I get paid to go to church every Sunday, and I need to be there early. If I do happen to get another offer right now, it's going to be a toss-up whether I have time to finish it before I need to get to church. So, I'm going to go do my church job, and then I will come back for lunch shift. I'm back at it for lunch. This is a $5 offer from Clearwater Restaurant. I am taking it. So I had to think about this one for a second. It's a shopping order. It's going to Depot Bay. The pay looks okay. It is over $1 per mile, but because of the round trip, I'd rather it be $2 a mile. Despite having to do a couple of substitutions, I still got the shopping done ahead of schedule because my ETA to the customer is now 5 minutes earlier. All right, so I dropped off those groceries, and I'm now driving back to Newport. I think by the time I get there, I'm only going to have about 10 minutes, so I'm going to call it here for my lunch shift. For lunch shift, I didn't do great on dollars to mile because of this round trip to Depot Bay, but I did do well on dollars per mile this morning, so that kind of evens out. All right, I'm starting Monday off at about 10 in the morning, a little bit early for lunch shift. But I got a stacked Starbucks offer, $5.60 for 3.1 miles. I was a little bit outside of town when I got the offer, so it's even better for mileage than it looks on the screen. So I go in, the first order was almost ready, I pick that up, and then I'm waiting a few minutes for the second one. I did not get a We Got Your Back card, but after like 4 or 5 minutes, maybe 6 minutes at the most, it definitely was not 10 minutes. I got the worry-free unassigned pop-up. But A, I saw she was just about to bag the 2 drinks for the second customer, so why unassign at that point? And B, it's not a high-paying offer. If I unassign one part of it, it might be even lower paying. All right, both Starbucks offers have been dropped off. Unsurprisingly, given the promised pay on the original offer card, one of them was a no tip. I am actually really close to the post office, so if I don't get an offer in the next couple of blocks, I'm gonna check the mail. Well, I had to wait for a while, so I am accepting this $4.90 for 1.1 mile order. Not the greatest, but I think this is all I'm gonna be getting right now until lunch picks up. So I love it when that happens. Sarcasm, in case you couldn't tell. The app froze when I got to the drop-off, so I restart my phone and I get back in the car while I'm waiting for the phone to restart. I've already dropped the food off on the porch. I see the person come out and get it, and then I see another car come up. It's another DoorDash driver delivering another order to the same house. By the time the other dasher leaves, finally my phone is rebooted and I can mark it as complete. Now I've accepted a $6.90 for 2.1 miles from Burger King. Let's go do this one. Next offer, $9.40 for 3.4 miles, Papa Murphy's Pizza. Let's go do this. And even nicer yet, that delivery upon completion. Oh. Well, this was supposed to be a through street, but there's a tree down over the road, so I'm turning around. That delivery ended up going up $1, and now I've got a $6 Taco Bell offer. I'm gonna take it. There's a lot of downtime between orders today, so this is not the time to be picky. Well, the offers are still slow. I haven't got anything else yet. So I think what I'm gonna do, because I need to run up to Lincoln City this afternoon, I am gonna just start driving up there and I'm gonna switch zones. So I had almost made it to Lincoln City and I got an offer for Shoreline Smoothies, which I had just passed 2 miles ago. So I'm backtracking now. This is $8 for 9 miles. So it looks upside down on the screen. Why this is a good offer, even though it looks upside down, it's a positioning offer. It's taking me to the north end of Lincoln City where the bulk of the fast food chains are, where a lot of the order volume is likely going to be coming from. Well, I thought it was brilliant getting myself on the north end of town, but it took a very long time to get another offer. And it's a $3 offer. I'm gonna do it just because I've been waiting for a bit, and then I'm gonna log out after this one. So this is a contactless delivery, and I'm absolutely gonna have to call the customer to arrange a drop-off location because it's an apartment building, and instead of the apartment number, she put her name as the unit number. That's not helpful. All right, today was not super successful. I am gonna try and get out a little bit tonight. So it's Monday night, I'm back online. It took me 20 minutes to get an order, and I don't like this one, but I think I'm gonna do it just because I wanna be doing something. And I got an added $5 tip, and I'm just gonna end my dash here because it's not showing that it's busy right now on the heat map, and I'm tired. So I often like to do a breakfast shift on Sundays and Mondays because it seems like those are the best days of the week to do that. I didn't do that on Monday, so I'm doing it on Tuesday. It's a little after 8 in the morning. Don't know if it'll be as good today, but I'm gonna go through the morning until lunchtime, and I've got a Burger King offer, $5.65, 1.5 miles, most of which is getting to Burger King from where I am. Sure. So that last delivery was a PIN required, but the customer never came to the door. So I had to follow the prompts in the app and take a photo by the door. And now I have accepted, call me ridiculous, but I have accepted a $2 no tip order. It is less than 2 miles, so it is not upside down. And I also expect I'll be able to do this really quickly and then keep on moving. I just completed both those offers in 21 minutes, and I'm at $7.65, so I am at about a 20 an hour pace right now. That was the same customer I delivered Starbucks to yesterday. That was part of that stack where one of them didn't tip, so now I know that's the one who didn't tip. Next offer, I did not like it, but I took it. It's $6, 6 miles, going outside the zone in a neighborhood I know I have no cell service. Nothing about that sounds any good. But I was waiting, so I took it. On my way back into town, I got a double Starbucks offer for $7.35. Well, it's 5 seconds to spare, except it is almost $2 a mile. And the delivery notes have a reminder not to put the food too close to the screen door that swings outward. That's something you should always be mindful of. And as soon as I got back into Newport, I got another McDonald's offer at $7 for 2 miles. Between 10 and 11 is kind of a quiet time, right? I still did not want to take this $7 for 9 miles going to Toledo, so I declined it. And then I got a Safeway that was $6 for 8 miles, and I almost declined this one too, but I'm so used to not cherry picking that I hit the accept button on autopilot. So that was unfortunate. But then I got an add-on, so it's now 2 Safeway pickups, so it's not as bad now. I hadn't realized when I accepted those 2 Safeway pickups that they were actually retail pickups, so I didn't even have to do the shopping. Hello Lunch Rush. Here is a $9.85 offer for Momiji and Taste of India. It's a little under $5 per offer, but together that's not bad. So I picked up Taste of India, and I'm gonna pick up Momiji, and one of the customers is just not even 2 blocks away from Momiji, so depending on the parking situation, I might actually walk that order to the customer from there. So I dropped off both those orders, and now I got a new stack for Fred Meyer, and I forget what the restaurant pickup was, but it's going to the same customer. It's $22 for 5 miles. Sounds great, right? So supposedly only 2 items I'm shopping for, although as soon as I accepted it, it said 12 items. So when I pull into Fred Meyer, we'll find out. Traffic is completely stopped for road work, and there is no detour that I can take through this part of town. It won't impact my on-time rate because it was stacked with a shopping order, and shopping orders don't count toward your on-time rate. I am so glad that was handed to me, because I couldn't get cell service until I had backed out of the driveway. It took longer than I expected to get the next offer, considering that we're right in the middle of lunch. But I got an $8.50 for 3.5 miles from 101 Burger, and I am taking it. It is going to South Beach yet again, but it's not going far enough south that road work is going to be an issue. I made it to $99.98. I was hoping for one more offer to get me to $100 in this shift, but I got tired of waiting for an offer. I don't know if I'm going to get back out tonight or not, because evenings, unfortunately, they're the best time to go door dashing, but they're also when a lot of my other commitments get in the way. So I did not get out Tuesday night. It's now Wednesday, it's 10:30 in the morning, and I'm starting off with a stacked order. It is Walgreens and Starbucks. The Walgreens order looks like it's not very much to shop for, so hopefully it goes quickly. That was an adventure. Walgreens was out of 2 of the 3 items. So it was an adventure getting the shopping done. I was so tempted to unassign the Walgreens order, but I didn't. Wow, I waited half an hour. I finally got, it's a shopping order at Safeway. It's only $9, which for shopping is not remarkable, but it's a small item count. It does have restricted items. I looked at the shopping list and it looks like it's Dayquil. So I'm gonna have to scan somebody's ID. That shopping order went so much better. No substitutions. I found everything. There was one item that was not where the app said it was. It was bread rolls, and the app said it was at the deli. And I knew bread rolls would be with the bakery section. So there were no issues with scanning that customer's ID. That went pretty smoothly. And then I had something come up, and I had to pause my dash for a little bit to attend to that situation. And now I just pulled back up to Starbucks, which is right in the middle of town. It's where I usually wait to get an offer. And guess what I got? It was a Starbucks offer, perfectly positioned to get that offer, and this is a customer I already delivered to today. This person ordered Starbucks twice in the same day, and no sooner had I dropped that order off, but I got a McDonald's offer for $5.40, and then after another little bit of waiting, I got an offer from Gyro Guys. It's going to Toledo, but it's approximately $2 a mile, which is what I like the longer distance offers to be. So the order was ready on time at 12:47 like it was supposed to be, but I got there 10 minutes early because DoorDash dispatched me too soon. Well, after that order, I waited a very long time and eventually gave up. So that's it for today, unless I manage to get out a little bit tonight. I'm not sure yet. It's Thursday, lunch shift. I did actually get out again Wednesday night, but I got out too late. It was after 8 o'clock and there were no orders to be had. I'm already on my first assignment. It is $5 for less than a mile from Momiji. The food was already ready when I got there, and now I've accepted an offer from Starbucks, $6.15 for a little over 2 miles. All right, I'm declining an offer from El Faro Taqueria. It's going to Toledo. It's about $1.50 per mile. I'd rather it be $2 a mile for the distance. So, 2 in a row. I'm gonna decline this one too. Oh, I hit the accept button. And Starbucks, this one's even worse, 7 for 7, and I pushed accept. I'm an idiot. So, while I'm transporting the 7 for 7 order to Toledo that I didn't want to accept, you may be wondering, especially if you're new to my channel, why I didn't just unassign it. I believe that unassigns should be saved for emergencies only. You have to have a 95% completion rate for platinum and a 90% to not be deactivated from the platform. I don't want to come anywhere close to losing those privileges. And also, the last time I unassigned an offer, I stopped getting order delay pay on any of my 10-minute waits. And I still haven't got it back. I don't know if there's a correlation or causation there, but I have accepted the order by mistake, but I am fulfilling it, and then we'll move on to whatever comes next. So there was another DoorDash driver also delivering to the same house. It was an older gentleman, and I'm wondering why it wasn't offered as a stack, because that would have been so much more efficient. It'd be hilarious if the order from El Faro Taqueria that I had declined was the other one, because if I gotten both those offers together, it would have been a much better payout. And now I have got back to Newport and I've accepted an offer from Ultralife Cafe for $4.40. May not be the best offer in the world, but it is much better dollar to mile than the last one was, so I am happily taking this. And then the offers dried up. So, I ended my dash. I just went to the gas station to fill up. This shift was not great on my hourly rate. I made about $25 in 2 hours and pretty close to $1 a mile, so it was not very good. It is Friday. I declined my first offer. It was $8 for 9 miles going to Toledo. I am taking this one, $16 for 12 miles to Toledo. What's ironic is I think it's going to the same part of town. This might be the same case as yesterday where there were 2 going to the same customer and I missed a chance to have it as a stack. I'm taking the 16 for 12. It's not the $2 a mile that I want, but it is better than the last one. I'm picking up from Rise, but it's not the Rise in downtown Newport by the high school, it's the Rise in South Beach. So it might seem inefficient that I'm going to the Rise in South Beach that is further from Toledo, further from this customer, but the Rise in South Beach is usually quicker than the one in Newport. They are more likely to have the order ready when I get there. So I got that dropped off. It was a little bit of an adventure finding the house because the pin on the map was not the right house number. Well, just as I pulled back into Newport, I got an offer from Rise again. This is, however, the one by the high school. And now I have accepted a rather unremarkable little Safeway shopping order. Well, I wouldn't think that 12 o'clock noon would be when the orders dried up, but they dried up for a good half hour. And now I got, it's a run-of-the-mill offer. There's nothing remarkable about it. It's neither good nor bad. It's an offer and I'm taking it. And now I am just gonna say I'm done for lunch shift because it's way too slow and I'm not making $15 an hour, so I'm done. But I will be able to go out again tonight. All right, Friday night. I'm actually gonna do a full-on dinner shift for the first time in this video. I've missed doing this. I just wasn't able to all week. I'm starting off with an offer from Papa Murphy's Pizza. It's $12.90. It's going 7 miles, I think, something like that. It's not quite $2 a mile, but it's close. Continuing with my next assignment, $5.40 from Momiji, not going very far at all. Well, it looks like I'm going right back to Momiji for another offer that is $12.90 going to Toledo. I had to wait for nearly half an hour at that point, so I was obviously going to take whatever they gave me next, right? It's another $12 order going to Toledo. I am the deliver to Toledo guy. Got a $6.40 for 2.1 miles. Don't have to go to Toledo this time. How lovely. So while I was waiting for the order, I got an add-on and I forgot to screenshot it because it was a lot happening at once. But the add-on was for $6. It might have even been $6 plus, I'm not positive. And I took it, of course. But between the original offer and the add-on, there were 7 drinks. And they don't offer drink carriers, and I don't have my own, so I discarded my own drink on the roof of the car, and it just rolled off. I'm gonna see if I can collect it. Well, I got my drink back, but as I was running over to grab it, I watched 2 cars hit it. So it's a little bit beat up. First drop-off is done. Second drop-off is really close by. It's at a hotel. I still have 4 drinks to carry up to this person's room. And now I have a shopping order from Fred Meyer. I think it was $9 for 4 miles, I think. And it doesn't look like it's a large item count. Well, I was hoping that I could finish up the night with maybe 1 or 2 high quality shopping orders for like $10, $20, $25. That would be awesome. Strategically, I thought it might be a good move at this point to try and maximize my earnings for the night. But instead, I got another $6 101 burger offer, so it's only 2 miles. I'll do it. I'm gonna once again try to park outside Fred Meyer and see if I get a shopping order. Well, DoorDash is bound and determined to send me to Toledo tonight, so they first sent me this one that was upside down. I said, no, I'm not doing that. And then they sent me this McDonald's one, which is not technically upside down. I am feeling that I'm getting tired. I probably should have taken the hint a while ago when my drink fell off the top of my car. I'm glad it was my drink and not the customer's drink, because that would have been even worse. But I think I'm gonna just have to call it after this order. So it is Saturday. The DoorDash fiscal week is Monday through Sunday, but for the purpose of this video series, February 1st was a Sunday, so I'm doing Sunday through Saturday. To hit $2,500 by the end of the month, I need to make $625 a week. I'm at $385. I'm nowhere close. I conveniently had to run up to Corvallis this afternoon, and since I'm here, I'm gonna dash here, and hopefully because it's a bigger city, it'll go well. I'm gonna go for maybe 5 hours. We'll see how it goes. Oh, right away. $5.95, 3.5 miles, Jimmy John's. And as I was trying to find a place to park, because I couldn't park right in front of Jimmy John's without paying the meter, I don't have any spare coins. I got an add-on for Chipotle. So now I'm gonna go pick that up. This is a stack. It's a Safeway shopping and a retail 7-Eleven pickup. I realize this is not a very good order. It's not paying that much. This person at Safeway ordered 6 40 packs of water bottles, and they only had 4. It was tough to even fit 4 in the cart, and unfortunately, because I didn't understand their parking situation, I parked behind the building and the cart locked its wheels on the way to my car. So I had to lug each pack of water bottles half a block, one at a time, plus the actual bag of groceries. Oh, I'm kind of winded. he doesn't have a driveway, and the street he lives on has no curbside parking. So to park around the block and do it over like 5-6 trips, the bag of groceries, the 4 packs of water bottles, and the pizza from 7-Eleven. It took me so long to do that DoorDash asked me, are you having trouble with the drop-off? Okay, new offer, $9.50, 5 miles, pickup from Panda Express and Pastini Pastaria. All right, I picked up both those orders, and then I got an add-on for McDonald's. I really could start cherry picking. So the next offer was this one that's about $1 per mile going to Philomath. I wasn't sure if I'd get more offers in Philomath or it'd be a round trip, so I declined it. Then I got this one, which has a plus sign. It's already a decent offer, but it's gonna be even better. So, first, parking was an issue. Then I got in the restaurant. I couldn't figure out where their DoorDash pickup spot was. Even after I resolved all of that, I still had to wait another 5-10 minutes for the order to be ready. Then, their pizzas are so large that they don't fit in my pizza bag. And now I've got a $7.95 from Chick-fil-A. So as I was picking that up, the employee was asking me if she could see me confirm the order on my phone. Absolutely. I know it's a thing that some Dashers get all offended by that, but the way I look at it, if you don't want the attendant to see that you're doing your job properly, then that means you have something to hide. So I dropped that one off. It was handed to me, and I think it was a college dorm building. I couldn't see the entrance, actually, so it was a good thing she was already on her way outside, because I couldn't legally park. It was permit parking. I just put on my hazards, handed it to her, and quickly got back on the road to pick up my next offer, which is an $11 stacked order, 2 pickups from Jersey Mike's. All right, I just dropped off both of those and immediately, once again, got a new delivery. This is 10:35, I think it was. It's a stack, it's 2 restaurant pickups, 2 drop-offs, but if I saw the map right, it looked like the 2 restaurants are right next to each other, which makes it so much easier. Okay, while I'm trying to find parking, my last customer is now messaging me, I would like my order, please. I dropped it off. I don't know what happened. Okay, so much happening at once. First off, I had to park a block and a half away from the 2 restaurants, but I got them both picked up, finally. I also conversed further with the customer who said she didn't get her food, and the drop-off photo proved that I did drop it off. I felt like I needed to call her and just say, what do I need to do to make this right? And she said, I already reordered it. I'm sorry I accused you. But now I'm wondering if I need to also call DoorDash support. The first drop-off was to a dorm, and it was a PIN required, meet at the door. So that was fine, but I arrived and realized that neither of those restaurants put receipts on the bags or even a name. So I said to this customer, you should probably open the bag and make sure I gave you the right one. Which she did. She confirmed it was the right one. I was pretty sure I had it right because they were sealed differently, but I was flustered by the customer whose order got stolen off the porch, so I wanted to make absolutely sure I didn't screw this up. Now I have accepted a $13 6-mile order from PetSmart. That was kind of embarrassing. I had to ask an employee to help me find practically everything on the list. I did not realize this order was going outside of the zone. It's well out of town. It's between Corvallis and Tangent. I got a new offer, and it's taking me right back into the center of town. Next up is an $8 order from Wingstop going 2 miles, and this is gonna put me over $100 for this shift, but I think I'm still gonna go about another hour, and now I'm going right back to Wingstop for $7.20. So I dropped that order off to an apartment building, and because I previously tonight had a customer say she didn't get her order at an apartment building, I figured I'm gonna ring the bell. Then I got an $8 for 7-mile offer, which at first I felt lukewarm about, but then I saw it is taking me from a restaurant that is really close to where I already am and delivering to Philomath, which is the next town west of here, still the same zone, on my way home. And that is a wrap on Saturday evening DoorDash shift in Corvallis. What a marathon that was. I am so tired. I'm driving home now. I made $121 tonight in about 5-ish hours, which is a good hourly pace. I made, I think, about $2 a mile. I did not hit the $625 for the first 7 days that I wanted to get in order to be on track for $2,500 by the end of the month. I will have to play catch up for the rest of the month. But I passed the 500 mark, so that feels like a decent enough benchmark. If you want to see the rest of this series, they're going to drop every Tuesday for the next few weeks. Subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified when they come up. Drop a like and a comment. The YouTube algorithm loves all that stuff. I appreciate you sticking with me for this longer video, and happy dashing.